All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first one, we're going to talk about why the Tesla Model Y backlog, the order bank, is so bad. We've got some data here from our friend Troy Tesla. So we'll take a look at it because it seems like a waiting list for a Tesla Model Y is maybe almost 60 days long. So we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at see what we're actually taking a look at. And of course, a variety of topics. But before we get into any of that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best possible financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We got Stony Island, Eric, and Tyler. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for joining the Patreon and getting access to the best Tesla buying guide out there. So thank you for that, with all the best credit union rates as well. But some of them are starting to raise up. It's definitely a sad day. So let us jump into this. We'll take a look at it. Of course, we know the Tesla Model Y is probably the most popularist vehicle. Is that a word? Popularist vehicle? The most in-demand vehicle right now. So even if you take a look at it, if you were to place an order for a Model Y long range, it's anywhere from April to June of this year. And so we know that long range, a lot of people probably have estimated delivery dates in April or even May. But we also know that if you go to waitingfortesla.com, this is where you can see all the different inventory that's actually out there. Of course, you can switch your order to one of these. You can ask a friendly Tesla rep to try and see if they can get you and lock you down on one of these vehicles that are actually have a VIN and maybe potentially even get a discount. And so the options are out there. And if you're someone that has not placed an order yet, I would certainly recommend going to waitingfortesla.com, checking out these vehicles that are out there. You can sort it by state depending on where you're at, and to see if you can actually lock one down. And so what we do know is there is a $7,500 federal tax credit for the Model Y, and it seems like that is going to continue to keep staying for the Tesla Model Y. So really no worries there. But of course, we've got Troy Tesla posting some data, posting some predictions. He definitely takes a look at all the production and delivery dates out there. And so we've got the order backlog here all the way at the bottom. We can see that he predicted that it was 68,000 units in February of 28th, and now it is down to 53,000 or 54,000 units as of March 16th. And what's really interesting with this is if he actually dives down into all the different model trims based upon location of factory as well. So you can see right here, USA, Fremont, and Texas Model Y long range, we've got a almost 61-day wait time with a backlog of over 50,000 units. So if you're wondering, if you're out there wondering about where or why your Model Y long range is taking so long, well, there's basically 50,000 people out there just like you. So that's why on the EDD hacks, we do recommend, maybe consider switching to Model Y performance, because you can take a look here, a 23 wait time day average based upon from Troy Tesla, and 3,000 unit backlog. And of course, so the other EDD hack is potentially changing to induction rims, but induction rims, as we know, is already $2,000. And so if you're already going to spend another $2,000, but another $2,000 after that, to a total of $4,000 from long range to performance, might actually make a lot of sense. Depending, right? Like you could get the Model Y performance. I've done it. I've done the 21-inch rims, and then I traded the 21-inch rims for the induction rims and pocketed a little bit of cash there. So definitely could be a nice move. But at the end of the day, it does seem like the Model Y $7,500 federal tax credit is here to stay. There's really no indication that it is going away. And even if we go to this site, which is fueleconomy.gov, which is the best site to keep track of the $7,500 federal tax credit for any EV for that matter, you can see we can sort it down to Tesla and see all Model 3s and all Model Ys qualify verify at the moment. So definitely bookmark this site if you've got a pending delivery so that you can check this site before you actually take delivery of your Model 3 or Model Y. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it are. We're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me. We can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which is the best Tesla buying guide out there that has links to all the credit unions and banks out there with the lowest interest rate that are all lower than Tesla's 5.59. Did it go up? Nope, still 5.59% for 72 months. And I'm actually surprised how many people actually use Tesla financing, because there are still ways to save. You can get 3.74, 2.99 even, maybe even 3.5 to 4.5. 4.5 is still realistic, very realistic. And so there's a lot of different ways to save money on that. And so I'm actually really surprised, but I get it. Like, we all just want an easier process at the end of the day to maybe just buy the vehicle, don't have to worry about a different bank account or whatever. And so you just want to quickly buy the vehicle. It's an exciting process. You don't want to get tied up with trying to get the best rate or saving a little bit of money. But someone did give me the idea, like I should do the calculation on it, and probably we should, kind of just as a PSA on that, because like, yes, 5.59 versus 4.59 versus 3.59, like it sounds like it's only a little bit of difference, like 1 point, but it can certainly add up over the course of 60, 72 months, 48 months, really any term. It's going to have a big difference at the end of it, and that's in the thousands of dollars of difference. But I get it. If you want an easier process, then that 100% makes sense. But even refinancing, there's definitely ways to refinance a vehicle very easily. It is, of course, you do have to jump through some hoops, join some credit unions, but there are ways to save money by refinancing, getting a lower monthly payment at the end of the day, or even using other partners like Tenet. We've got, of course, down below in the description, Tenet, where you can defer some of the loan off to the end of the loan, like 77,500 federal tax credit. You can defer it off to the end, so that results in a lower monthly payment. So check out Tenet down below in the description if you want to see for yourself. And shout out to Tenet for sponsoring a portion of videos throughout this month. But yeah, we're gonna jump into our next topic. Water break. Thanks for coming in, William, Amigo Media, Irvin, Brian. Thanks for coming in. We will get to all the live questions, because that's the benefit of the live stream. You can ask anything you want in the live chat, and we will certainly get to your question from there. Well, let's see. So in this next topic, as we know, Tesla Park Assist has been out now. It's been out for a week, give or take. And if you didn't know what's going on, Tesla removed USS parking sensors from a lot of their vehicles in, I want to say, like October of November last year. They removed the actual hardware, and from that, they were supposed to release some sort of update in which the parking assist would use cameras, and now they finally have, like a week or two ago. But of course, a lot of people have speculated or even initially tested out that the utilization is not good at all. And so now some video reviews are in, and spoiler alert, they're bad. So we'll take a look at it. We'll show you two that I found. We probably won't watch through the whole thing, but I'll put, of course, the links down below in the description or even in the chat so you can check them out in full for yourself. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us get into this. This is the first one from Reesimmons RSEV. Of course, the title is New Tesla Vision Parking Assist Update, Embarrassingly Bad and Not Better Than Parking Sensors. So I scrubbed through it really quickly, but of course they've got a Tesla Model Y. They've tested it out through the back and the front, and of course they show the visualization screen of all the different things. And unfortunately, it does not seem to be good. And it seems to be like the same type of problems that we're seeing in early reviews, where it couldn't necessarily see stuff at certain angles, or certain heights. And of course, it's been slow to initialize. But the good thing with this is Tesla is always updating, their vehicles, and so hopefully it will get better as newer cameras and newer hardware comes out. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. And of course, here's another video from our friends at ChargeGo. Kind of the same thing. This video is really good because they were able to get 2 Tesla Model 3s, one with the USS hardware. You can see the little dimple right there with the actual hardware, and then one without the USS hardware using the cameras. And they tested it back and forth. And I'll let you check out this video from ChargeGo to see and make your decision yourself on which one you think actually did a little bit better. But of course, he does a recap at the end comparing the two, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. So shout out to ChargeGo and RSV, the other YouTube channels, and you can check out their reviews of the parking sensors versus USS, non-USS park assist Tesla feature. But let me know your thoughts. I want to know, have you been trying it out? Do you trust it, or do you just turn it off and just ignore it at the end of the day? I want to know your feedback on how it's actually working for you. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to check it out. Water break. If you're just joining in, welcome. Tesla Model Y backlog, according to Troy Tesla, is up to 60 days out, or 61 days out, with 50,000 units in the backlog for Model Y. So, we are in a new quarter right now. It is April 2nd. The first month of the quarter, the second quarter. And so Tesla kind of takes it slow in the first month, right? Because they don't have to, rush to deliveries or anything like that. And so if you've got a Model Y long range order and you're wondering why your EDD or your estimated delivery date is getting pushed, or it's a little bit pushed out, well, there's also another estimated 50,000 of you just out there waiting for a Tesla Model Y. And so look at the Model Y performance. According to Troy Tesla, there's only 3,000 people waiting for that. So, that makes sense, right? And to really think, it's only not only, but $4,000 more. If you got the induction rims, then it's $2,000 more than a Model Y long range with induction rims. So, kind of interesting, right? But of course, Model Y long range is massive production per quarter, per month. And of course, we'll talk about that in a little while as well. In this next topic, we're going to talk about production analysts or deliveries updates. And because Tesla has finally released their Q1 delivery numbers, and of course, there's also going to be a call scheduled later this month. So we'll take a look at what we can actually dissect from it. And it's good. It's good, right? Because they essentially beat analyst numbers. They've done another record month. But I want to hear all your thoughts on what exactly is going on here. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So let us take a look at this. If you don't know, on the Tesla website, you can actually see the production and delivery numbers for the end of the first quarter. So we got Model S and X, 19,000 units produced and 10,000 units delivered. Model 3 and Model Y, massive numbers, right? 421,000 units, 412,000 deliveries. So for a total of 441,000 units in production with 423,000 deliveries, which according to what everybody is saying, that's a big amount number out there, which is kudos to Tesla and the team, because they basically beat Q4 numbers. They sold even more vehicles, and this is a record Q1 out there. So this is good news for everybody that's waiting for a Tesla, right? You can see, hopefully you'll get yours ASAP. But the question is, with a high production and the delivery numbers in Q1, because we all know what happened, right? There was a massive price discount in January, amounting to like $13,000 off a Model Y long range across the board with all these different various discounts. And on top of that, there was the $7,500 federal tax credit that was initially given to the Tesla vehicles and a bunch of other EVs as well. So was this a little bit of a pull forward type of move, like people that were waiting to buy in spring, summer, they just essentially push themselves up to buy in the first quarter because of the 7,500 federal tax rate. And so is it stealing from other manufacturers and stealing from other competitors, or is it stealing from Tesla themselves, buyers that were already going to buy in the summertime and just buying a little bit early? So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it are. Of course, the cool thing with every end of quarter is that there's going to be a Q1 financial results or / earnings call, and that is going to happen on April 19th, which is a Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time or 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. So it's always interesting to listen to some of those, and hopefully we'll hear more about, this 7,500 federal tax credit. We'll hear more, hopefully, about, are there more price cuts coming? What is their vision on where they want to be? And also, is there a Cybertruck on the horizon? Is this actually going to be coming out? And when will that actually start to, or when will the Cybertruck actually start to deliver? Is it going to be summertime? Is it going to be Q4 or even next year? So, of course, we put a poll out on the channel. We think, when do you think Cybertruck is coming out, first delivery? And the overwhelming majority said next year, January 2024 to June of 2024 at 34%. A second majority said August to December of 2023 for a 28%. But at the end of the day, we should probably hear more during the earnings call. And then, of course, we asked on the question on the community, are more Tesla price cuts coming, right? Because that's always an interesting thing. And an overwhelming 40% said, yep, price cuts are coming in the near future. And so there's a couple things that we're looking out for. I certainly feel like the Model 3 has some room to potentially go down. And of course, I'm thinking the Model 3 standard range, maybe even $3,000 down. But Model Y, I could certainly see it going up in price because there's just a lot of demand. And if we were to follow along with Troy Teslaike's estimate in production or backlog estimate, Troy is estimating 50,000 units for a Model Y being backlogged for, and that's why it's pushing a 61-day wait time. And so right now, if you were to order today, April 2nd, you're potentially going to get it in this quarter, but you're probably at the end of the queue of 61 days. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it are. We're going to jump into the live stream comments, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which is the best Tesla buying guide out there with all the best credit union rates, financing rates that are all lower than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. All right, let's jump into the comments. William, thanks for coming in. Amigo, mine is almost 90 plus days. What's your estimated delivery date? We ordered Model Y February 3rd. Until now, nothing. When's your estimated delivery date, Irvin? My friend ordered in March, ED pushed to August. Oof, I have not seen that yet. That's crazy because even if the Tesla website still says June, but August is that's like 2 months further than June. So that's really far out, because right here you can see Tesla Model Y June 2023. If it says August, that's really crazy. Ordered February 2nd, shows May for now. Okay, so that's not too bad. May is like next month, so I could easily see that coming up. Ordered on January 23, but now EDD is April 16 to May 15. It's been delayed twice now. Yeah, Brian, unfortunately, Tesla, that's kind of what they do. They change EDDs all over the place, but it might be able to come up earlier. Now in a hurry, hopefully we'll get hardware for and or USS. I don't think USS is coming back at this point. It seems like they're going towards the Tesla Vision, the cameras and all that stuff. So I don't think it's coming back at this point, but hardware 4, who knows at the moment. We have no idea when hardware word for is or is already here or not, and it'll just start popping up, and Tesla will be tight-lipped about it. Ordered on January 26th, got it last Friday. Model Y long range, nice. Congrats to you, dear. Congrats to you on your new Tesla Model Y. If you are out there and you just bought a Tesla and or you've got a pending order, check out our Tesla accessory partners down below in the description or on the screen. We've got Tamai, really good interior accessories. Jawa, really good foam mount plus interior accessories. We got Tesloid, good entry-level floor mount. We got MAGBAK, a premium foam mount that looks very OEM. Check them out. And then, of course, we've got 3D Mats USA, the most premium or the premium Tesla floor mat for your all-weather floor mat vehicle, so definitely check them out. End of summer was the rumor. Some say September or maybe after July. RS and RDX already got it now. Yes, S and X already got it. Who knows when Model 3 or Model Y will get it, but fingers crossed, right? There are 15 available Model Ys in Washington State, but it's all standard range, all-wheel drive, looking for at least 330-mile range. Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. Like, that would make sense, especially if you do a lot of road trips. The all-wheel drive standard range might not make too much sense. Ordered 130, still says April 13 to May 18th. Okay, so yeah, check some of the EDD hacks on the channel, some of the other videos, see if you can bump up your order date. Ordered 125, EDD April 23rd to May 21st. Fingers crossed it'll be delivered in April. April. Definitely check out some of the EDD hacks and see if you can bump it up. There's a Model Y Performance in ordered config sitting in Fremont right now. Tempted to just fly up there from San Diego to get this wait over with. Smack. I've had at least 2 friends that have done that this past end of quarter, so it might be worth it if you want to just lock it away. Take delivery, figure out your financing, and 100% take delivery. So it might be worth it. Park assist is okay, not as good as USS, but better than nothing. Halo, thanks for that feedback. Yeah, it's better than nothing. And of course, knowing Tesla, they will constantly update, maybe even update it way too much, right? I don't know about you guys. Like when I bought my first Tesla Model 3 2019, I loved the updates. I was always so excited every single time to update them. Now it's like it's not annoying, but it's just like, another update because you gotta wait. It takes 45 minutes sometimes. It's cool with all these new features and all that stuff, but it's just, sometimes I just want my car to be updated always, but I get it. How many days does Tesla allow to wait for pickup of a new Tesla before reselling the vehicle to someone else? Retired in Florida, there's really no rule or rhyme of reason, but you can get banned from doing that. So just FYI, I think what I've heard in the past is they track VIN numbers, they track if vehicles go to auction, and they track resale, or they could just literally just say you are a reseller and ban you. So just FYI. And recently I've heard of other people getting banned for other reasons as well. So just be careful out there, and those reasons could be, so just be careful out there. Although they should update their website to say that Tesla Park Assist, better than nothing. Yeah. Do you need to park your Tesla? Well, we've got Tesla Park Assist, better than nothing. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, Park Assist, I have yet to try it. Of course, I would love to, maybe soon, maybe when we do our DennisCW meetup in California sometime. There was a time when I drove without backup camera or USS. Now technology spoiled us. Can't park without USS beeping. LOL. Yeah, that's true. Like there was a time when cars didn't even have backup cameras. Like I remember my first car didn't, and so now we're definitely spoiled by technology. Now I can see where my car is all times. I can do the AC before I get into it. So you're right. Like we got to step back, zoom out, and be appreciative of our fancy iPad on wheels at the end of the day. So I completely agree. Yeah, we got to not get so dialed into the weeds and everything like that, because Teslas are, very, very luxury technology cars at the end of the day. Very intuitive, very, it's very nice. Like I'm getting used to probably my most favorite feature of the Model X is when the door pops open before you get into the car. It just literally, it welcomes you. And then as you sit down in the car, you press the brake pedal, the door closes. And since I've had the Model X, we've been jumping into other cars every once in a while. And I just it's funny. I get into a different car that of course does not have that feature. I sit down and I'm like, I gotta grab the door to unclose it. So, we get spoiled and we get used to certain things all the time at the end of the day. But in this next topic, we're going to talk about Model S and Model X. And because, we don't necessarily give that love to that vehicle as much, because I know a lot of you out there buying the Model 3 and the Model Y. But we'll talk about why I think a massive price cut is coming for the Model 3 and the Model S and the Model X. And we'll talk about why. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. We've got, of course, if you don't know, Tesla estimates and deliveries are out now for the Q1 of 2023, or production and deliveries. And there's a huge number on this. A shout out to Model 3 guy. They posed this question. Honest question, why is the S and X delivery so low? They only managed to deliver about half of production. And if you take a look at the actual numbers, they produced almost 20,000 units for Model S and X and only delivered 10,000, a little bit under 11,000 units. And so, of course, the simplest reason there is Model S and X are double the price of a Model 3 and Model Y. So, of course, at $100,000, at $90,000, not everybody can justify that vehicle. I mean, even the Model 3 and Model Y, with it being $50,000, $60,000, it could be hard to justify some of those vehicles as well. Not everybody can understand the certain prices that you don't have to pay for gas, but you still pay for electricity and things like that. And so it can certainly not make a lot of sense that at the end of it, because when people see $1,000 payment or $1,500 a month payment, it can certainly scare a lot of people. But this actually stuck out to me because that is very low. I don't know what previous production numbers are before, but even if you go to websites like waitingfortesla.com, you can see there is a lot of Tesla Model X and Model S inventory. We can pull it up right here. So Model S and then Model X. Shout out to Matt Jung for these sites. And you can see right here, Model S inventory still is pretty high. Model X inventory also very high. And then if you filter down to the Waiting for Tesla site to see all the different inventories out there, you can see there's massive discounts. Like if you want a $10,000 off Model X, you can have it. If you want a $10,000 off Model S, you can also have it, or $7,000 off, $6,000 off. So I certainly feel like a price change or price discount is coming for the Model S and the Model X. And if you take a look at historical charts, like we're still $10,000 more higher than what the Model S refresh ever actually came out at. So in 2021, the Model S refresh came out at $79,990, $80,000 basically. And the current price right now is not at $90,000, about a $10,000 swing. And then same thing for the Model X. When the Model X refresh came out, it was a $90,000 vehicle, and now it is a $100,000 vehicle. So if inventory keeps staying up high like this, and there's still readily available inventory for the Model S and the Model X, and these demo discounted vehicles still keep staying in inventory as well, I can certainly see a $10,000 price discount, or maybe $5,000 to $10,000 price changes between the Model S and X in the near future. So if you are waiting for to buy a Model S or Model X, it might be worthwhile to keep waiting just a little bit more, especially as we get to the last month of the next quarter. So if we're in April, May, June would be the last month of the second quarter. There is always deals at the end of the quarter. But of course, the flip side there is interest rates are continuing and will still keep going higher. So, right now a good rate I would say is 3.5 to 3.99%. I mean, 2.5 to 2.99 still exists out there if you believe it or not, especially on the Patreon link down below in the description. But those credit unions are much harder to join, much harder to get approved for. They have very strict restrictions. Like you must be one of them is, for instance, you must be of Ukrainian descent and things like that. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Do you think a price discount for the Model S or X is coming? And of course, we've got a tweet from Tesla North here. Quote, we will continue to transition to more balanced volume production for the different regional markets, which includes Model S and X that are being shipped to the EMEA, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and the Asia Pacific region. And so I guess this is an announcement from Tesla on the Weibo Chinese social media network, because they probably stuck out to a lot of people on why the Tesla Model S and X deliveries versus productions was pretty off base there. And so, I mean, Elon has definitely said in the past that, Model S and X is much lower volume. They kind of just make it just for, I don't even know what he said, but Model 3 and Model Y is their bread and butter. I mean, you can certainly see it because of how many vehicles they sell compared to the other one. But I guess Model X and X are kind of like their halo vehicle. And so that's why they should keep them around at the end of the day, because that's the aspirational vehicle. That's probably why Model 3 and Model Y sales are so strong, because people want the S and the X, but they're more reasonable and they'd rather just buy the 3 or the Y. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me. You can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, refinancing a Tesla. So definitely check out if you're interested. Patreon link down below in the description. But if you're just joining in, welcome. Tesla delivery and production numbers are out. And of course, we've got an update from Troy Teslike, and how Troy is estimating that the backlog for Model Y is hit 61 days for wait time, and 50,000 units, over 50,000 units for Model Y long range by itself. So if you're out there, if you've been waiting for your Model Y, well, this is exactly why. You can see there's almost, at least by Troy's estimate, 50,000 people also waiting, but the Model Y performance is 3,000 people. So it might be interesting. It might be worth it to switch if you need a car ASAP. But of course, on this channel, we definitely recommend going to waitingfortesla.com, switching to one of these vehicles to try and lock it down and take delivery ASAP. As long as if you need the vehicle ASAP, if you can wait, then you might as well just wait. So in this next topic, we're going to talk about Tesla Giga Austin. And now it looks like they have reached a new record of production ramp to almost 4,000 units a week. So we'll talk about that. And as well as Elon might have walked the Cybertruck line to potentially, maybe a Cybertruck is coming in the near future from Giga Austin, or coming very, very soon. So we'll definitely take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it. But basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So let us take a look at this. Shout out to James Cat and also the Tesla Twitter for posting this. Nice. Great news out of Texas. They've now hit, congrats to the Giga Texas team. They've now hit 4,000 Model Ys this week, which is good, right? Because if there's a backlog of 50,000 Model Ys coming out for the customers out there waiting, then we need more production of Model Ys to make sure everyone gets delivery. So this is good because we just heard pretty recently that the Giga Berlin factory is up to 5,000 units per week. And now Giga Austin, Texas is 4,000 Model Y units per week. So you can see the breakdown here from James Cat on Twitter. So now we have Berlin at 5,000 and Austin at 4,000. Q2 production from Berlin, Austin, probably 115 to 120,000 units. At Fremont's 140K, Shanghai's 240K, possible 500,000 unit production quarter. So I mean, that 500,000 one quarter times 4 quarter, that's 2 million Teslas being produced a year. So definitely pretty nice, right? And there's a lot of people waiting right now, and I think this is the year where we're gonna not see any sort of wait time at all for any sort of Tesla, maybe by the end of the year. So Tesla might have a demand after they fulfill all these different orders. Like, what is next? There's going to be more customers, of course, coming to the future, but they're going to have to do something to spike up demand. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. And on top of that, it seems like Elon has walked the Cybertruck production line at Giga Texas. Quote from Elon Musk: You can see here is the tweet, or it was the tweet. It's gone now already. But to walk the whole Cybertruck production line at Giga, Texas for several hours early today. Going to be awesome because this is cool, right? I mean, this is quote, also feels like the future. I mean, this is cool, right? Because the Cybertruck is supposed to be coming out this year. And so, I mean, I think they've, the most recently they said summer, and we're starting to see a lot more of the Cybertruck spottings all over the place. So definitely some cool stuff. Of course, we put a poll on the channel, like when do you think the Cybertruck is coming out? And I overwhelming 34% said next year, but 7% said June, July of 2023. I mean, I would love to see a Cybertruck rolling out ASAP, and I would love to see them do what, 3,000, 5,000 units this year because we've got an order on the queue. So that'd be really, really nice. But congrats to Giga Austin for 4,000 units being produced. And I think this is mostly Model Y, right? So this is good because there is a huge backlog, according to Troy Teslike, in the amount of over 50,000 units for just the Tesla Model Y by itself. But we're going to jump into the final live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down in the description if you want to check it out and support the channel. Water break. There was a Model X world problems. Yeah, I mean, I guess they don't really sell that many, right? So they could probably ramp down the production and ramp up Model Y, right? Do you anticipate Tesla Vision Park Assist getting better? I think so. I mean, that's the good thing with Tesla. They're always constantly updating and improving their technology and hardware, so it should be better. Without front cameras hard. Well, maybe there's a front camera coming soon. I mean, there's been spottings of the Model 3 Project Highland, and we could easily see a new camera on the front coming very, very soon, especially with moving objects or a child sits in the front when the car starts. Okay, yeah, that'd be tough. Is it a mistake to get a Model Y right now without no USS sensors and only Tesla Vision? Will these all go down as a fail and they switch back to USS? Potentially, right? There's always a risk, but I feel like at the end of the day, people will buy a used Tesla no matter what, so you should be fine. Waiting for Tesla says zero Model Y in Canada. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. Hey, the German Pro, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Should I get Model Y or CT? I would say if you've got a CT order in the queue that's pretty low, I mean, there are ways to check what place you are online. Maybe wait for the CT, but at the end of the day, I think CT orders are like 2 to maybe 5 million order bank queued out. So I would say just get a Model Y. Model Y, wait for your CT. Yeah, exactly. Chelsea's got the right idea. Good evening, Paul. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting. Model Y long range Chicago order date 120. Got my VIN today. Nice, Ian. Congrats to you. Now you can start working on financing to get the lowest possible rate. And please do not use Tesla financing's 5.59%. It's crazy to see that a lot of people use Tesla financing at the 5.59% rate because I put a poll out there because I wanted to see, how many people go through credit unions, especially people that watch this channel. So how did you finance your Tesla purchase? Tesla financing 35%. I was happy to see, and the second majority credit union at 28% because that's what we promote here, right? We promote trying to get the best rate by going through a credit union and not using Tesla financing at Tesla financing's 5.59%. So if you don't know how to do that, check out some of the videos on the channel. We always post updates and on which credit unions or a handful of credit unions that you can get a better rate than 5.59. But if you want the best list, check out the Patreon link down below the description. You can get access to my buying guide, which has the list of all the best credit unions and financing banks that all have lower than Tesla financing's 5.59%. Yalfomo, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. If anybody is in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll get you hooked up with Kushi Sushi at one of their many locations in the DC area. We'll get you a gift card. Yalfoma is paying for that sponsor. Why is Tesla insurance so high? They quoted me $200 more than the X7. Yeah, I would say It's because it's newer technology. They get really antsy with the batteries. The Tesla Model Ys or any EVs total out really easily, and so definitely check out depending on what your state you're in. Progressive, yeah, that's a decent one. I've had Progressive in the past. Check out Costco. I'm just switched back to Costco Insurance. That's my number one recommendation because it's across the country in almost every state except now California. They just pulled out of California. I got 5.44 through Tesla and took delivery last week. Is there refinance available lower than 5.44? Yes, 100,000%. Check it out, Patreon link down below in the description or on the videos on the channel. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. We'll be back tomorrow around the same time, 5 to 5:30. And check out the links on the channel. Check out the Tesla part accessory partners down below as well to my Jawa, Tesla, MAGBAK, and 3D Mats USA for any more premium floor mats. And of course, check out Tenet, if you're looking to defer a portion of your vehicle loan to get the lowest monthly payment possible, check out Tenet. Link down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring a portion of these videos this month. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.